Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our final session of today, Monday, second really day of the Virtual Island Summit. I guess it's Tuesday if you're joining from Australia or the Pacific, in which case, thank you for getting up so early this morning. We are going to get started shortly with this interesting interview with an island that many of you might not know about. But for those of you who are just joining for the first session, feel free to use the chat box and the questions box to introduce yourself. For those of you who have attended some sessions already, then you should know the drill. So please go ahead, introduce yourself in the chat box. Remember to, I can see people already not doing it. Remember to use the all panelists and attendees button. For some reason, Zoom automatically chooses all panelists, but if you want people to see who you are, please choose attendees also. So go ahead, introduce yourself, and if you have questions, remember to put them in the Q&A. While we're getting started and waiting for a few more people to join, I've just done a quick poll to see who we have with us. I'll go ahead and keep that open for a few more seconds. Please go ahead and vote. Okay, last chance. Okay, and yet again, the Caribbean is our most popular region, but we have people from across the Americas, one person in the Pacific, Europe, so a wide range of people joining from different places. The second question, would just like to see who, what type of sectors you're from, what type of interest we have, just to give us an idea of the types of people joining. If you're watching on Facebook, hello to all of you. Unfortunately, you can't vote in these polls or see the answers, but do try and join future sessions over the Zoom app because it gives you a bit more flexibility to participate. Okay, I'll just leave that one open for a few seconds. And again, interesting private sector, but a bit of a spread, different companies, but lots of private sector and academia. So now we've got a really interesting presentation from an island that I think a lot of us might not know much about. It has a very dramatic name, Tierra del Fuego, Land of Fire, and is at the most extreme end of South America. Right at the bottom of Patagonia. What's also interesting about this island is it splits between two large countries with two capitals very far away, but the regional capital is very close. So halfway between, or split between Argentina and Chile, which is quite unusual. If any of you joined Godfrey Baldacchino's presentation on Sunday, he actually studies divided islands and has got a handful of other examples, including Papua New Guinea, and I believe there's an island between Poland and Germany, but they're few and far between. The only one between three countries that I can think of is Borneo, between Brunei, Indonesia, and Malaysia. But that has an impact in terms of the political landscape, impacts the reality on the ground for people here. It's also interesting because this year in December, Chile is hosting the COP, so the annual climate conference that last year was in Poland, and the year before was hosted by Fiji. This year will be in Chile. Next year it's going to be in Glasgow in Scotland. So it's good to have a Chilean voice, which sometimes we don't get to see as much because of the language barrier. But anyway, we have two really interesting speakers joining us. Originally, I was in touch with Alejandro Nunez from the University of Magallanes in the south of Chile, Chile's southernmost university that has several campuses over the region. He is head of the Porvenir campus, and he also is a member of Ciudadanos y Clima, Citizens and Climate, which organized the Climate Change Colloquium that covers the region and is one of the many groups around Chile of that name. He's joined by Christian Vera from Tierra del Fuego Patagonia Tours. He's a tour operator and is going to be translating for us today. We'll kind of switch back and forth between the languages as we go through the presentation. So two really interesting speakers. Looking forward to seeing what questions you have. And I'm now going to hand over Christian and Alejandro, if you want to try and share your screen. we'll just get your presentation up. And I just saw someone, while we're getting that up, I just saw someone in the chat mention that they're from St. Martin in the Caribbean, which is split between the French side and the Dutch side. So another divided island. So I'm going to unmute you now. Can we hear you?
Yeah. Yeah. Te escuchamos.
Les escucho. Okay, vamos. If you want to make sure you speak loudly so we can hear you, but it sounds good. So take it away, guys.
Yeah. Thank you very much. First of all, thank you very much, James, for the presentation.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to just interrupt you. It's quite quiet on this end, so you're going to have to speak up.
Okay. What about now? Can you hear me properly?
That's much better.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Okay. I was saying, first of all, thank you for this great opportunity. Thank you for the presentation. We are here with Alejandro Nunez, as you said, and we will try to explain or you know, answer all the questions as we can do it. Okay. So first of all,
bien, un saludo desde Tierra del Fuego. No sé si conocen este lugar, ¿cierto? Tan hermoso, que es una isla que está compartida, ¿cierto? Entre dos países que estuvieron en algún momento en un conflicto bélico o casi guerra, pero que hoy se unen justamente para el tema del turismo y el tema del cambio climático.
Yeah. Hello to everyone from the very bottom of the world. Tierra del Fuego is an island divided for two countries, two large countries, Chile and Argentina, which have been in the past, in the very past, they have been in conflict, almost conflict of war. But nowadays they face together for new good events like tourism and the climate change challenges.
Entonces, lo que le vamos a explicar hoy comienza con el tema de los coloquios que hemos hecho en la isla y posteriormente le vamos a explicar este coloquio, el primero, binacional, que queremos hacer en Magallanes y en Tierra del Fuego.
What we're going to do now, we're going to explain you what a colloquium is, in which way it's working, and which is the next one we're going to do here in Chile, this time in Chile.
Sí. Así que los vamos a aburrir por 30 minutos.
You're going to get bored for 20 minutes.
Ok, la idea de esto justamente es que ustedes puedan ir viendo las imágenes donde voy a ir compartiendo algunas cosas.
Yeah, the idea is if you can see the images, the pictures, as Alejandro is going to be chatting, is going to be giving the explanation to you.
Claramente lo primero es, y nació todo esto para compartir las experiencias e investigaciones vinculadas al desarrollo del turismo en la isla de Tierra del Fuego.
This is born, the idea is born just to share the...
Ahí.
Okay. To share experience, investigations, and the development of the tourism in the islands, within the island, for both countries.
Entonces,
hombres,
este
perdón la interrupción. Podemos escuchar muy bien a Alejandro y no sé por qué, pero para Cristian es muy difícil oír. Alejandro está bien, pero Cristian no sé por qué es difícil.
We are moving the computer now. Probably now.
That's much better. Much better.
Okay.
Okay. Entonces, nace el primer coloquio en Río Grande, Argentina, de turismo.
So we start with the first colloquio in Ushuaia, Rio Grande, sorry, Rio Grande City. It's the capital of Argentina and the islands.
Con un respectivo programa, ¿cierto? Con diferentes científicos y profesionales del turismo.
With the program included scientists and all the persons relative to the topics.
y donde las personas de la comunidad participaron llenando el espacio, las salas que estaban dispuestas para eso.
Where also the community, the local people, join us for share their own question, ask their own questions in the room where we do this.
Buena forma hizo que quisiéramos hacer el segundo coloquio, ahora en Porvenir, Chile.
Somehow this helped us to go for more and try to do the second colloquium this time in Porvenir.
Lo mismo, con su programa respectivo, ¿cierto? Y con diferentes actores, desde el municipio, de la universidad y de la oferta turística.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, with people from the government, local government, municipalidad, different actors of medias, all join us in this experience.
Algunas imágenes, ¿cierto?, de los que están acompañando la actividad.
Some of the presenters and the audience as well, as you can see in the pictures.
Cada una de estas actividades contaba con salidas a terreno, donde podemos ver bloques erráticos, un sector llamado desarrollo, y los bloques erráticos tienen que ver con lo que significa la última de la sesión.
Yeah. Also, in this experience, we went out for as excursion to visit two spots, very interesting spot. One of them is the Rat of Rock, due to the last maximum glacial, and also the Alero Tres Arroyos, which is the salmon experience, which they have found some scientists research about the first human living in the island. That's very.
Y bueno, y dos especies carismáticas, una especie carismática como son las aves, en este caso los pingüinos rey, y nuestro fósil viviente que le llamamos, ¿cierto?, como son nuestros estromatolitos.
Also, this amazing bird, as the king penguin, at the king penguin park also. Also, we have the stromatolitis park, which is a live fossil, which used to be all over the world 3.8 billion years ago, and which is a lot of it has a lot of scientist interest.
Entonces, luego de esto, nos dimos cuenta que existía una articulación entre los actores de turismo, público-privados.
Then we realized there are more actors in other sector of the tourism and audience and private sectors as well.
Existía una puesta en común, ¿cierto?, entre las distintas capacidades de los asistentes.
That also they were in commune, working for the same purpose with the same capacities.
Que claramente existía, ¿cierto?, un fortalecimiento entre las distintas universidades de la isla de Tierra del Fuego.
That also they make it strong together between the two universities of Argentina and Chile.
Y rápidamente comenzamos a pensar en hacer el tercer y cuarto coloquio en Argentina y Chile.
And after that, they could go for more and do the second and the third colloquio in Patagonia or in Tierra del Fuego.
Esto fue el 2017, entonces pensábamos hacer estos dos coloquios siguientes el 2018.
So that was in 2017. So they go for the next one in 2018, the next colloquium.
¿Qué es lo que buscamos? Claramente, en la isla de Tierra del Fuego, ¿cierto? Entre los dos países era una puesta en valor de los recursos, mejorar la oferta turística, nuevas líneas de investigación e intercambio de estudiantes y docentes, de un lado a otro de la isla.
So what we were looking for this,
Puesta en valor de los recursos,
yeah, yeah, put the value on the resources.
okay.
Yeah.
Oferta turística que sea mejor,
A better touristic offer,
nuevas líneas de investigación,
new lines of research or investigation.
y que los estudiantes y académicos puedan viajar de un lado a otro de la isla.
Yeah, and in exchange of students between the two nations.
Todo esto, ¿cierto? Validado por la firma de cada uno de los asistentes.
Yeah, as you can see, all the audience, all the people that at that moment they sign for this what we just said about work together between the two universities.
Entonces, tercer coloquio en Ushuaia, Argentina.
So we start the third colloquium in Argentina,
En Ushuaia.
in Ushuaia, specifically in the city of Ushuaia.
Respectivo programa.
That you can see now is the program.
Nuevamente la asistencia, ¿cierto? De los académicos y alumnos.
Yeah, some pictures of that moment, audience and presentator.
Con los académicos y alumnos. Nuestros estudiantes explicando sus prácticas realizadas en distintos lugares y siempre en concordancia comparando con Tierra del Fuego.
Yeah, our students, exposing their experience and also what they're talking about.
Como nosotros hicimos una salida de terreno en Chile, también se hizo una salida de terreno en Ushuaia.
Yeah, as we went out the spot, we do the same at the time in the colloquio in Ushuaia.
Y visitamos un hermoso parque de Tierra del Fuego.
We visited a beautiful park, Tierra del Fuego, a national park in Argentina.
Entonces, acá definimos participar en un congreso de nivel nacional en Chile y definimos crear entonces el cuarto coloquio también en Chile.
So we decide to participate in the 11th Congress of Tourism and a National Forum of Social Tour, and we decide to do the fourth colloquium in Porvenir with the new actors and new excursions activities. Yeah. Participants.
Creemos de alguna manera definimos las debilidades, fortalezas, oportunidades, fortalezas, debilidades.
Yeah. We did I don't know how do you say this in English, but it's
Como un análisis.
yes, it's equation to analyze the process. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
La complicación era el tema de la parte económica. ¿Sí? La parte económica era lo complicado, conseguir recursos.
Yeah. the most difficult to get was the resources, and the resources to get resources was the most difficult to get.
Y la oportunidad claramente es que somos una isla, ¿cierto? Somos Tierra del Fuego, somos una sola marca, un solo destino.
And the opportunity is that we are an island, yeah, just only one thing. That means it's a mark, it's one element by which we can fight together as a one mark.
Entendiendo que hoy en día todos quieren ser Patagonia, nosotros somos Tierra del Fuego.
Yeah, we understand that everyone wants to be Patagonia. However, we are Tierra del Fuego, a new destiny.
El logo con los estromatolitos de nuestro cuarto coloquio realizado este año en abril.
This photo is showing our logo that is showing exactly what we exposed before about the stromatolites, the beginning of life on Earth, and is the cover of the next colloquium, number 4 in Porvenir, Tierra del Fuego, 2020 of 2019. Yeah, the program is very clear and strict and clear.
Con diferentes
Yeah, and you see the participants, some of the expositors. At the top of the right corner of your screen, front of your screen, Mr. Douglas Spears, beside the mayor of the town, Porvenir. Just 5 kilometers from the Porvenir is this amazing park, Stromatolites Park, with the cyanobacteria and beautiful colors around the coast and the water.
Un día realmente hermoso, como es acá en la Patagonia.
Yeah, beautiful, a really beautiful day, as in Patagonia or Tierra del Fuego, always we face this.
Nuevamente las visitas al Elo Tres Arroyos, pero con arqueólogos que nos explican cierto lo relacionado con el primer humano.
Yeah. And specifically in the bottom left of your screen, you can see Alero Tres Arroyos again. This big sedimentary rock, yeah, erosionated probably by the sun effect, by the wind. You can see walking some of the archaeologists, yeah, on researching for new spots. Down there, all the picture really. Yeah. Reindeers at Estancia Tres Hermanos of John Robertson, and in the bottom corner, one of the Ratif Rock due to the last glaciation, Maximo Glacier.
Decidimos empezar a ver, bueno, qué está pasando con el planeta, con los recursos del planeta.
Once we find out we can work together, we went for try to search or find out what is really going on with our planet.
Puesto que estamos claros, estamos viviendo una emergencia climática global. con responsabilidad humana.
Because clearly what is going on is climate weather emergency with a deep human responsibility.
Creemos nosotros que podemos revertirlo si trabajamos juntos.
We believe we can twist this in a good way, yeah, if we work together.
Sabemos que somos depredadores de los recursos. Hay industrias que están impactando el medio ambiente por sus fines económicos.
We know we are predators of the nature. So we really believe we can do something to fight against that.
Sabemos lo que sucede con el calentamiento global. Estamos claros que estamos emitiendo demasiado dióxido de carbono.
We concerned about what is going on in about the global warming, and especially about all the big increases of the carbon dioxide.
Está provocando otras desgracias y otros problemas, por ejemplo, la acidificación de los océanos y el impacto, cierto, de lo que significa este aumento de la temperatura del planeta.
Yeah. And of course, this is producing some more problems as the acidification of the ocean, and also the heating of all the globe.
No lo decimos nosotros, sino que hay muchos científicos que han aportado estos datos.
These are not just words that's coming from our mouths. It's more from scientists and a lot of research, deep research about it.
Entonces, como existe este calentamiento global, se produce entonces un cambio climático.
So how the global warming exists, the weather is changing.
Ya, ¿cuáles son las soluciones que nosotros proponemos? Estamos seguros que tiene que haber de alguna forma una concientización sobre el problema. ¿Sí?
Yeah, how to solve the problem? We really believe that people must be sensitive about what is going on in our planet.
Más conocimiento.
Yeah, more knowledge,
Entonces, estamos en una emergencia climática.
yeah, we are in a climate emergency.
Debemos estar unidos.
We must be together.
Intentar no usar tantos fósiles, petróleo, ¿sí? Para el tema de la energía.
Yeah, we must try to not use so many fossils to get energy, as you know, for oil, for cars, etc.
Guys, I just want to interrupt now. I'm not sure if you've got a lot left, but so we have time for the discussion. If you want to finish in the next few minutes, that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah, tenemos que hacerlo más corto porque van a empezar a...
Unos minutos más está bien, pero...
Bien, terminamos estoy con el tiempo, terminamos en 2 minutos.
2 more minutes.
Entonces, ¿qué es lo que queremos hacer ahora? Realizar talleres de concientización sobre el cambio climático.
So what we want to do now, we want to realize meeting for a yeah, to put more knowledge on the people. Topics. Is there topics? Oh, sorry.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
There we go. You're
We're
back.
back now. We're back. Okay.
Ya. Oye,
Okay.
entonces, realizar talleres, realizar encuentros de especialistas.
To do the objectives, there are realize some encounters. Next one.
Encuentros de especialistas
Specialist encounters.
sobre el cambio climático.
Yeah, about the global weather, global weather change.
Realizar el primer coloquio binacional sobre cambio climático en Tierra del Fuego.
Yeah, realize the first colloquium by two nations.
Eso es el 22 y 23 de noviembre.
22nd and 23rd of November.
Y elaborar una declaratoria binacional frente al cambio climático para presentarlo en la COP25 y en las cumbres que son organizadas paralelas.
Yeah, and create a declaration between two nations to introduce to the COP25.
Y otras organizaciones civiles.
Among other civil organizations.
Eso. Muchas gracias. Esperamos las preguntas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. That was a really interesting overview of how both sides of the island are thinking about climate change and opportunities to collaborate. I would love to join one of your colloquium events sometime. We have a couple of questions submitted already. If you could submit any other questions in the Q&A, that would be great. I'm going to start both of our videos again. We turn them off just for the connection reasons. Pero para empezar, Alejandro, una pregunta para ti sobre los impactos. Si hay algo como se ven los impactos en la isla ya, o están pensando más en el futuro. The question is if they are seeing any of these impacts of climate change in the island already, or if it's more something they're thinking about for the future.
Nos asusta un poco la realidad de Chile, ¿sí? No sé si me traduces.
You need me to translate as well, yeah?
Yeah, probably easier for you to translate.
We are scared about the future in general, the Chile,
Sí.
in Chile.
Con respecto a la crisis hídrica, la falta de agua.
Yeah. According to the missing of water, especially at the north and central of Chile.
Y en lo particular, hoy, el tema de la basura en Tierra del Fuego.
Yeah, in particular, in this local place in Porvenir, the waste, the dumping hole of the town is we are very worried about. We have serious problems.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to start the video again, we can't see you anymore, so be good if you can try and start it. Otra vez. So, okay, that's really interesting. Well, Valerie has been very active in the chat. Valerie Vecina, thank you for your contributions, Valerie. And she says she would like to hear more about the solutions you're working towards. So are you thinking I guess, more about how locally you can reduce carbon emissions, or about preparing for the impacts? I guess you'd say mitigation or adaptation, and if there's anything specific.
No, hoy en día hay que adaptarse.
We think adaptation is the word, is the concept.
It's quite quiet again.
We need to adapt. We need to adapt to the changes.
Hay cosas que podemos mitigar, pero hoy en día lamentablemente ya tenemos que ser resilientes. Resilientes. Término, así se llama. Que la ciudadanía de alguna forma se adapte a tal punto que normalice algunas cosas que de alguna forma no pueden ellos solucionarlos. ¿Sí?
Yeah, basically try to go with the changes, little by little, to try to, to not absorb too much impact.
Yeah, definitely. And a question from Gerard Princeton, who I think's coming in from New Zealand, and I think, yeah, the really interesting point. Si hay una diferencia entre la política de los dos gobiernos, de Chile y de Argentina, y si hay un impacto en Tierra del Fuego, si se puede ver como diferencias en los dos lados de la isla en esta política. Is there a difference between the kind of central governments in Chile and Argentina and how they work with Tierra del Fuego in different ways?
A ver, dos puntos que podríamos hablar. El lado argentino de la isla son 140.000 argentinos versus 7.000 acá en el lado chileno.
Of course, there is a difference. In Argentina, there are 140,000 people, and in
7.000.
7,000 people living in the Chilean side of the island.
Sí. De la parte económica como país, en el lado argentino de la isla son federales. ¿Cómo se dice? Federado, de dineros federales. ¿Sí? Nosotros dependemos de Santiago.
In the local government of Argentina, they depend of ourselves. They have a local government. We depend of the central government of Chile.
Y es la verdad que Chile como un país es mucho más centralizado que Argentina. Chile is a much more centralized country than Argentina, which has states, whereas Chile...
Sí, claro. En Argentina, de alguna forma, tienen fondos diferenciados para crecer en el turismo de una manera estratégica. ¿Sí?
They use, in Argentina, they use the money strategically in a different location of Argentina for themselves.
Es una mirada geopolítica.
Geopolitics.
Sí.
Y la capital del lado de Tierra del Fuego en Argentina, ¿es en el continente o es Ushuaia? Is the capital of...
Ushuaia.
Okay, the capital of the Chilean side of the island is Ushuaia. So they actually have the capital on the island, whereas from the Chilean side, the capital, the administration is Santiago. But also, so the universe... Sorry, go ahead.
Sí, nosotros tenemos una capital de Tierra del Fuego que es Porvenir, pero es una capital como ciudad, Porvenir, que de alguna forma necesita una decisión desde Santiago, la capital de Chile, para muchas actividades que tienen que ver con el territorio, especialmente presupuesto.
So he's saying that the Porvenir is the capital for the side of Tierra del Fuego, but really most of the decisions are being made from the central government in Santiago. But Porvenir does have some facilities. They have the university. There is some base there, I guess, but you know, for I guess, are there also decisions being made in Punta Arenas, or really everything goes to the capital? ¿Hay decisiones también en Punta Arenas o todo en la capital de Santiago?
No, nosotros desde la isla hay muchas decisiones porque en el lado chileno somos una región de Magallanes y la capital es Punta Arenas. ¿Sí? ¿Puedes explicar eso? ¿Sí? Somos la región de Magallanes y Antártica chilena. Tiene varias provincias, ¿sí? Y una de esas provincias es Tierra del Fuego. Claramente dependemos de Punta Arenas, del gobierno que existe en Punta Arenas.
So Tierra del Fuego is a province within the wider region of Magallanes and Antarctica.
Así es.
Okay, that's really interesting. But also within Tierra del Fuego, I mean, Tierra del Fuego is also an archipelago. So there are other islands, like I'm thinking, I can't remember the name of the island, but Puerto Williams in the south, which is
Navarino and Dawson. Navarino, Isla Navarino.
Okay, Navarino Island, and the capital is Puerto Williams. So I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about the other islands of the archipelago. Si nos puedes contar algo de las otras islas del archipiélago, como Isla Navarino.
Esa es otra provincia de Magallanes, donde es la más austral, es la que está más cerca de la Antártica, inclusive más cerca que Ushuaia, ¿cierto? Pero poblacionalmente son muy pocas personas. Son 2.000 personas, 1.000 personas, muy pocas personas.
2,000 people.
So the province of the province that Isla Navarino is made up of is the capital is Puerto Williams, but that province also includes the whole of the Chilean claim to Antarctica as well, but it's only 2,000 people, they were saying.
Ahora en el tema de turismo, la región de Magallanes está definiendo que somos antarticanos y por lo tanto se viene un crecimiento del tema marítimo del puerto pensando en la Antártica, la entrada a la Antártica, desde Puerto Williams.
Okay, Christian, you'll have to translate that because I didn't catch all of it.
Yeah, and Antarcticanos is like the nickname of where you have born. It's like Porvenir, Porvenireño, you know. You follow me, Jane?
Yeah.
Jane?
Yeah.
So they. Sorry, can you say again?
No.
Repito lo que habéis dicho, la Antártica.
Sí.
¿No?
Antarticanos, somos antarticanos y de alguna forma en Puerto Williams se va a invertir ahora para tener un mejor puerto que de alguna manera permita que salgan barcos que conecten con la Antártica.
Yeah, the central government is doing a big investment in a big port, which will be the really beginning for big ships to start the trip to Antarctica from Puerto Williams.
Christian, you have to come a bit closer. I mean, we could hear that, but just be careful with
the central government from Chile. They're gonna do big investment in a port in Puerto Williams for the ships to get more connection, better connection with Antarctica for science, for tourism and scientist topics.
Okay, I think that's really interesting how they're able to use the identity and the connection with Antarctica to kind of claim an identity and to claim a connection. I know that from Ushuaia, in the Argentinian side, there's an opportunity to go to cruises from Antarctica. And so, Christian, I know that you work in tourism. So can you do cruises from Chile direct to Antarctica, or you have to go to Ushuaia for those trips?
No, you also can do it.
Okay.
Actually, most of the cruise ship that they are coming to Antarctica, they are Chilean. They are from Punta Arenas. I don't know from Ushuaia. I probably they are not from Argentina, but they are going to Antarctica as well.
Okay. Okay, like for cruise ships.
Cruise
Yeah.
ship. Only a small one. No, not really big.
And I think that Chile and Argentina both have claims to Antarctica, and there's some overlap there. So is there any animosity between Chile and Argentina over the claim to Antarctica?
You mean about what business? I couldn't hear properly.
Si,
Sorry.
si hay como una lucha entre los dos países
No,
sobre
absolutely not.
Antártica. No.
No, absolutely not. No. Actually, there is more concern between both countries about work together for preserve the place and sovereignty, but about the same tourism and sciences to control the people who want to come to the white continent.
Okay, so it's a lot of collaboration between the two countries. This is really really interesting.
Nowadays it starts to be more interesting, more deep.
Mm-hmm. And I know we have several Chileans and Argentinians in the chat. I saw Ramiro, who I think is from he's from a little bit further north. I forget the name of the province. Comorado Rivadero, I think it's called, something like that, on the Argentinian side. We have someone. Okay, we have someone from Chiloé joining. Isabel Godoy in Concepcion in Chile. And so there's several people from Chile and Argentina joining this conversation and saying that there's big opportunities for collaboration between the countries. I'm curious, is there any collaboration between the island of Tierra del Fuego and other islands in Chile, like Chiloé, like Rapa Nui? Sí hay colaboración entre Tierra del Fuego con otras islas de Chile como Chiloé o Rapa Nui.
Estamos en contacto, de alguna forma, alguna vez hablamos esto de turismo insular, pensando en la gente que podía tomarse 20 días y conocer todas las islas, o de lo contrario también unirnos frente a problemáticas a lo largo del país.
Yeah, we thought about the island tourism or insular tourism with the purpose to join more people from another islands of Chile, not only Chile, and try to work together about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and sorry.
And protect and also protect over our places.
Okay, interesting. And for those of you listening, I know there was someone from Chiloé here. Chiloé is an island that we don't really know much about, at least in Europe, where I'm from. You don't know so much about Chiloé. It's a big island with a fantastic, very unique culture that's different from the mainland. And I was lucky enough to visit there about 10 years ago, and really hoping to visit again. So definitely, I think we need to talk with Chile more in these kind of international island conversations, because as far as I know, the international island meetings and events that I've been to, I rarely see representation from Chile. So I guess a question, Alejandro, si hay como otras relaciones internacionales salvo de Argentina que tienen en la isla, o es solo con Argentina, if there's any other international relations that the island has?
No, en realidad, acá la gente es argentina. La comunidad, la gente viaja mucho hacia Argentina y viceversa, por temas médicos, por temas de entretención, por ver sus amistades. Principalmente es con Argentina la alianza.
Only Argentina and Chile they are in the island, so so extreme places here is like so they travel both sides just to visit family, for friends, but there is no other interest or other nation. That was your question, yeah? Other nation on
Yeah,
the island.
if you saw any other incident, because for example, we had a group like the Global Islands Partnership, and there are other international groups
Yeah.
that try and help islands collaborate. And I just wondered if you had any relations with those groups.
No.
Okay. Well, I would be happy as well to, after the call, connect you with some of those groups if you're interested. And there's also a group for the University of Magallanes in Porvenir that you might be interested in, Alejandro, which is called the RETI network, and it's the Association of Island Universities. The RETI is a French acronym. And my university that I study my master's at, the University of the Highlands and Islands in Scotland, is a member, as well as many other places. So maybe that could be an interesting opportunity for you, Alejandro, the RETI network. So I got to ask one more question. So as you know, I am British, and if I go to the southern part of Argentina, sometimes not the most popular nation, especially because we beat them we beat them in sport this week. I was trying to remember. It was the rugby. Recently we beat Argentina, so that doesn't help. But obviously I'm referring to the Falkland Islands. And if anyone has been to the southern part of Argentina, in fact the whole of Argentina, you'll see across the country these big signs saying Las Malvinas son Argentinas, the Falkland Islands are Argentine. And this is a very important point still for the Argentinians from the war from the 1970s. Perhaps in the UK, we don't think about that so much. But I do think there are flights from Punta Arenas to the Falkland Islands from Chile, but there are no flights from Argentina because of the blockade and the complications there. So I know you guys are from Chile, but I was wondering if you have any comments on or just know anything without making this into a too political discussion, but if you saw any relationships there, or if there's even a possibility to work with those islands. Any thoughts? I'm not really sure what the question is.
Yeah, James. Yeah, particularly, I can answer that question because
Okay.
Coincidentally, I lived in Falkland Island 9 years of my life.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's good to know.
I work there. It's an amazing place. I have a lot of friends from that place. And you know, your question is very relative. Very relative. The answer can be very relative because you have different actors, different fanatics of the war. That they really still believe that they are in a conflict when that is really in the past. People, particularly in Falkland Island, is the tourism. You see a lot of Argentine arriving even to the island in the high season, and they have around 45 people living in Falkland Islands from Argentina, real Argentines. They share with the community like one more person. There's no discrimination, nothing about that. And I think we talk more about policy. The problem is in the local government. I mean, not the local government. It was from the past. I would say from the past. The people get stuck with the thinking of that war was the fool was England, you know. So it's like a weird feeling when you even for myself is a little bit contradictory to say that I live in Falkland Islands if there are Argentines around me, you know, because I need to try. I try to keep quiet what that's happened because just for respect, because I know they are still stuck with this feeling. But I really believe there is something more about probably related with the sport, rugby, football. It's a tale. It's a tale that is coming. It still sticks to the rest of the body, you know, and it shouldn't be like that. But in general, trust me, the governments, Argentine and in Falkland, they are talking. Actually, that what you say about the flight they're not coming to Argentina, it's not true. LATAM once a month is landing in Rio Gallegos, capital of Santa Cruz.
Oh.
It's capital of Santa Cruz, yeah. Because they have a kind of deal with Argentina. They just pop in for the airport for for the ex-combatants, the veterans of the war. So they're flying over and over to Falkland Islands to visit the cemetery, for example, just to stay 1 week there. And situation is normal. It's just the people that they don't know really about what is going on in Falkland. That's, for example, veterans of England and veterans Argentine sit down on the same table for dinner. That's really happening in Falkland Island. That is really happening. And people is, is again England in a match of rugby or football, and they don't know anything about what really is going on. I don't know if I answered your question.
No, I didn't have a proper question. I was just wondering if you had any comments, and the fact that you actually live there says a lot, because I think, so you said there are 45 Argentinians living in the Falkland Islands, but there's a lot more Chileans, right?
Yeah, around 500.
Okay, so there is quite a lot of kind of communication between the Magallanes region and the Falkland Islands.
Oh yeah, really, yeah.
Okay, and does that also play out in tourism as well? And do you see a lot of people that go to both places on trips if they come from Europe or America, North America?
Yeah. The tourism is very strong there. The cruise ship, the big cruise ship, they arrive to the Bay of Stanley very easy. So for the passengers, it's very easy to get in the town and take tours around the island for very short time. We're talking about 5-6 hours probably to visit the colony of penguins.
Lo importante es destacar que en el lado argentino se encuentran los grandes hoteles, cabañas, y en el lado chileno de la isla está lo nativo, está lo prístino.
Yeah, that's true. What Alejandro is saying is the big hotel, the big infrastructure, buildings, all the things that they have been well done for ages for Argentines to improve, to develop their tourism, is exactly there in Argentina. And in Falkland Islands, like they say in the airport when you arrive, welcome to Falkland Islands, where the nature is still in charge. And that is true. You can see everywhere you go, it's so few buildings, few population people, and in fact, as the place doesn't have a predators, they extinguish all the predators. So they're like two big nets floating on the South Atlantic Ocean, full of birds from everywhere on the nets. So
yeah,
it's an amazing
fascinating. I've heard, and somewhere that I would love to go, and it's good to see that there is that collaboration happening between South America and the Falklands. Because
actually, James, sorry, coincidentally, we just put this year in our website from our own agency, the destination of Falkland Islands as a new destination. Yeah, we're working together with them.
Yeah, and quickly tell us again the name of your agency and where anyone can find out more about the tours that you do.
Tierra del Fuego Patagonia Tour. You can find in the website as a tdfpatagoniatour.com. TDF. Okay. Abbreviation of Tierra del Fuego.
Yeah, maybe someone can write that in the chat. tdfpatagoniatours.com. Okay, so we ran out of time already, but there's one really quick question from Casia Cardas that I wanted to ask you. She says, when one thinks about Tierra del Fuego, one thinks about the famous book by Jules Verne, The Mysterious Island, and then perhaps the end of the world, the end of the world in a good way, I guess. What would you say to the rest of the world to feel closer and more interested in Tierra del Fuego? Or perhaps the other way of thinking of it was, what is, very quickly in one sentence, what is one thing you would like the world to know about Tierra del Fuego?
Well, I would say that everything is amazing about Tierra del Fuego, in Argentina as in Chile as well. However, the long distance between one point and the other can be kind of make you tired, and I don't know if you're gonna get bored, because sometimes it's long distance, seeing nothing, just flat areas and tundra. However, there's people that I have been with tourists that they fall in love with those landscapes. So it's still magic place. It's mystic.
Un lugar del viento, mucho viento.
Yeah. You can face a lot of wind here. The wind is something like, for us that we spend all the year here, can be annoying. But for somebody who is in a statecraft, it can be the freedom, the liberation. It's amazing.
Las 4 estaciones en un día.
4 seasons in 1 year, in 1 hour. Today was snowing here. Can you imagine that? It's sunny now.
En la mañana había sol y ahora estaba nevando.
Yeah, in the morning was sunny, now it was snowing and it's sunny again.
Amazing.
Yeah,
we'll have to finish there. Thank you so much, both of you. And the description that you just gave sounds quite similar to the Orkney Islands in the north of Scotland. And so for all of you joining here, go on.
Actually, James, trust me, when the people used to tell me in Falkland Islands that places that are very similar to Scotland, I used to tell them it's weird, because Falkland Islands remind me also to my home, Tierra del Fuego. So it's like a kind of relation there between. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so tomorrow morning we have 2 presentations coming from the Orkney Islands in the north of Scotland. An amazing place that I've spent some time in and would really recommend. So please try and join those sessions in the morning. Thank you very much, Christian, Alejandro, and for everyone for joining. And hope you will write a quick note in the conference app or in the Facebook group about this session to tell the other attendees that couldn't make this session why they should go and listen to the recording. And with that, that's the end of my day. I'm going to get some sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Adios.